Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong. Now, do you have a long range or an SR Plus Model 3 and have always loved that spoiler which came with the performance version? Well, you can install it on your Tesla as well after the fact. You can do one of two things. You can go OEM and buy the original Tesla spoiler from the Tesla online store, which retails at $800 US, but unfortunately it is not available in the Aussie store. But I decided to go a third-party route, and that is where Tessories come in. Now, Tessories are an aftermarket third-party Tesla accessory online store selling a host of upgrades and personalization products for your Model S, 3, X and Y. And for the Model 3, they offer two aftermarket Tesla spoilers. The first one is a Model 3 3D cutout spoiler retailing at 249 Aussie dollars. And the second is a performance spoiler for your Model 3, which retails at 189 Aussie dollars. Now, the step-by-step instruction to install both these are very similar, so do watch this video. But there is a bit of a surprise at the end of this video, so do continue to watch. Now let's look at what is necessary to make this install. Obviously, you need the spoiler from Tessories, and then you need a bit of time. Although the install itself took me under 20 minutes, I did not want to move the car, so I left the car alone overnight so that the glue formed a firm bond with the metal. And then you'd need some masking tape, and then some microfiber cloth and some scrap paper. I'll tell you what the use of that scrap paper is in just a bit. I did follow the instructions video on the website, but I've added some additions in this video for easy reference. First up was prep. So I washed and cleaned the trunk, and I made sure it was nice and dry. Then I used the provided alcohol wipe and wiped this part clean. Then I ran my hand along the edge to make sure there's no grime or any wax in this region, because you don't want anything to hinder that bond from forming. And then I folded a scrap piece of paper and stuck it into this gap between the tail lamp and the reflectors on both sides, and I used this as reference point to align the spoiler. Now, because of the odd radius of curvature of the Tesla trunk, this low-tech solution was an invaluable asset in the positioning of the spoiler. And then you can do one of two things. Either you can use a measuring tape and bits of masking tape to mark the radius of curvature of the trunk, or you could do like me, I just eyeballed the whole thing using the paper as reference. Alright then, now I placed a masking tape at approximately the center of the spoiler, placed the spoiler at the expected position in the rear of the trunk, and then moved the spoiler, slightly nudging it onto either side using the paper as reference point and making sure that the edge of the spoiler to the paper reference point was equidistant on both sides. And once I was happy with the positioning, I stuck the bottom flap of the central masking tape onto the trunk, making sure the spoiler did not move so that I can go ahead and commence sticking the spoiler onto the rear. Now this step is very important in my opinion. Use a masking tape like so and define the edge of the spoiler to the edge of the trunk. Now this is very important because in case you mess up, you'd need this as a reference point, in addition to the scrap piece of paper that you're stuck in the crevice as shown before. I then added two more securing tapes to make sure that the spoiler did not move. Please note there are two 3mm tapes in the upper and lower inner edge of the spoiler. My idea was to start from the right edge of the spoiler, remove the tape cover slip and tape it down first before proceeding to the opposite edge. The idea was good, but I think I should have slightly loosened or removed the tape on the opposite edge as well, which is something I think you should do. The reason being, these cover slips or plastic red slips that you see there are very flimsy and are easy to break while you're removing and sticking down the spoiler, and it was a bit of a struggle as you can see here. And this is why that masking tape defining the edge of the spoiler, which I showed in the earlier part of this video, was invaluable, because I had to remove the spoiler multiple times to unfasten the red cover slip from the 3mm tapes. Once I had glued down the right edge of the spoiler, I placed a large number of masking tape to secure it in place, because I've seen videos where people have messed this edge up and the edge seems to come off after a couple of days. And I placed more securing masking tape to keep the spoiler pressed down to the metal as I proceeded from the right to the left edge. A quick disclaimer please, this is not a sponsored video. I did buy this spoiler off Tessories before I installed this in my car, but I do have a discount coupon code at the end of this video, so do keep watching. Now this is what I meant by securing the edge by placing a large number of masking tape at the edge. And then I placed more masking tape along the rest of the spoiler to keep it nice and secured. I didn't stop there though. Came back every half an hour and made sure that the secure was tight, and if not, I removed the masking tape and tightened it even further to keep it as closely glued to the metal as possible. And that is why I think I was able to get a good secure, and I'm really happy with the results. And that is the final result. I really love these spoilers on the Model 3 performance version, and I'm happy that I'm able to add that to my long range Model 3 as well. And it does pass the water hose challenge as well. There you go guys, that is tessories.com.au, tessories.com.au for all your third-party upgrades and personalization for your Model 3, S and X, and I'm sure as soon as the Y is here, we'll get them for that as well. Now, if you use this referral code TITG4ZH3, you'll get 10% off on all your purchases in tessories.com.au until the 31st of March 2021. That is TITG, standing for Tesla and the Gong, 4ZH3. Thank you very much for watching. If you are on the lookout of a sexy of your own, any of the Teslas, kindly consider using my referral code. You can get the link in the description of this video or by visiting my website www.teslaandthegong.com. Until I see you guys in another interesting video, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong, signing off. Peace.